Welcome back to Business Owners Speak. Today, I'm thrilled to have with us Cherie Martinez with Sage Title and Escrow Services. Cherie, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much.
Yeah, and happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays.
Busy time of year, as we both know. So if you could, like I do with everyone, let's start with tell us a little bit about you and the business.
I am currently the Vice President of Title Operations for Sage Title and Escrow Services. I have been with this title agency since 2020. I did work for them prior, back in 2014 for a few years. I had left and ventured off on my own, opened up my own title agency, and they had called me during the time when I was in my first year of running my own organization and asked for me to come back and help with restructuring and redevelop incentives and services for the company. And it was only for a contract term. Well, that led into a full term, and now I am with them full time, and I have helped them redesign all of their, their website, their marketing campaigns, the infrastructure with new software, and just trying to redevelop and keep up with the times because marketing it's kind of like its own personality, and it doesn't stop, and it's growing constantly. And there are nuances, especially for old people like me, where I've been in the business for over 25 years, and we have TikTokers and Instagrammers and the young social platforms that are out there. Those competitions make it very challenging for those of us that are not comfortable in front of cameras and out and about and socializing, so to speak. So it's been a challenge, but it's also been very rewarding.
That's great. Has your entire professional career been in the real estate title world?
I started out in the legal field up in Washington, D.C., and I worked in the real estate division, also merger acquisition, civil litigation, and I worked in the finance industry. I have owned my own correspondent lending company for about 10 years and also a licensed real estate agent. So I could say that I have been for most of 30 years been involved in one aspect of the real estate market. So I'm kind of well-rounded, and I've also, my educational background is dual degree in finance and accounting. So I love numbers. So it kind of ties in.
You've got it all covered. So tell us about some of the services that Sage offers.
Well, Sage Title and Escrow is a boutique title agency. We have been around for going on 23 years. It formed back in 2000. They were based in Miami. And then they moved up into Palm Beach County about 15 years ago, 17 years ago. And it's remained a boutique company that is run alongside a law firm, Barfield Mcain Ayoub PA, and that's a landlord-tenant eviction law firm. So they're kind of different because they run alongside of each other, but not within one another. And it's sorry, I lost my train
That's
of thought.
okay. We can edit.
Okay, good. Um, uh, we have residential, commercial, and we offer, basic services, the legal side for advice and service for quitclaim deeds, life estate deeds, things where you have family members that want to, instead of selling a property, they want to leave a property to one of their family members, but they want to ensure that doesn't get it doesn't go into the probate side. So they want to do some, estate planning.
Sure.
And we assist with that as well.
Are most of your clients individuals, or is there some commercial, or like, what does that mix look like?
A lot of our clientele are referred by our real estate agents in the area. We do have several investor relationships that we've had for a number of years now, and we support all of their needs in their real estate investing, both residential and commercial. And we have land development companies that come in, and we offer assistance with the build outs of projects. We have worked on a couple of projects with the county and the West Palm Beach Housing Authority, offering assistance for first-time home buyers and incentive programs that the county offers each year to help lower income families afford and buy homes for themselves. And that's been very rewarding. I've really enjoyed supporting that endeavor and meeting all of the new homeowners and helping them, just finally meet their dreams and goals with having a place of their own.
And a very exciting time for them, right? Just because, the way the real estate has gone here locally over the past, 3-4 years has made it very difficult for the average person to afford real estate, or, first-time home buyers and things like that. So I'm sure that's very reliable, but that kind of leads me to the next question of, you're in an industry that everyone has a hand on, just because whether it's they own something or don't own something or are looking, like, what's the most challenging part right now of the real estate world?
Well, there are a couple of factors going on in our real estate industry that are becoming challenging. One, as everyone is aware, is homeowners insurance. The insurance rates have gone up 3 times what we're accustomed to just in the last 10 years. I remember getting homeowners insurance for my home and paying $1,800 a year. If I were to get an estimate right now for my home, it would probably be upwards of about $6,500 a year. And it's affected our homeowners in the respect that when they're trying to get a mortgage and they can't pay cash for a home, that is included in their back-end debt ratio. So now that a homeowner could 4 or 5 years ago afford a $350,000 home or even a $400,000 home, they now can't afford that because that debt ratio of factoring in the monthly payment for insurance alone pushes them out of that marketable real estate. So the houses that are going up for sale, as we know, have increased as well, is detrimentally causing an impact on our families locally. And they're looking elsewhere. They're moving outside of the area just so they can afford to provide a quality of life for themselves and their families.
Sure. Any insight in that? Is that going to get better? Going to get worse? The insurance company's just going to keep running. Luckily, we had a quiet hurricane season, but I know it takes years for those things to kick in. What's your forecast on insurance prices and that whole situation?
I do think that there are talks in trying to remedy. Unfortunately, we've had insurance companies that have been in a competitive market here in Florida. They've left Florida, and that's what's caused the increase in prices. We have no competition, and I think that there has to be some resolve where we bring those opportunities back into Florida and those incentives so that we can help that competition drive the prices down. I don't know where it stands in respect that anyone's doing anything about it. I do know that it's been addressed and there's been a lobby that's gone in front of, the state asking for relief, but I'm not sure at this stage where they are.
Sure.
Yeah.
So a lot of companies that do title and escrow and real estate transactions, what's something that you think makes Sage a little bit different?
One of the things that I like to say is it's in our slogan. When you go onto our website, it's real value from real people. We take the time out to answer the phone. We work after hours. We're not just a 9 to 5. If you need assistance or you have questions, or we have agents and mortgage professionals that a lot of times their clients, they don't talk during the day while they're at work. They can't take time away from what they're doing. So it's the evenings and the weekend times that they really can communicate with that client base. And sometimes they need additional information in order to provide their client the best service and adequate response time. What we like to do is we like to be there as their support system to help them bridge that gap. So they can call us after hours or on the weekends so that we can help them formulate and build that relationship with their client, because that's really what it's all about. We're all here to build relationships and build a client base and make sure that we provide the best service that those clients will then want to come back to us because they feel that they got value out of what we offered. And so with that, I feel that we stand out above others.
Okay. That's great. Yeah, that personal touch is very important. We need to feel comfortable. Everyone needs a level of comfort with their professionals in the different areas. So as we head into 2024, is there any major changes for the company? Any new business opportunities or new directions you're looking to go? Or is it, let's keep doing what we're doing and get better at that?
Well, I always say there's always room for improvement, no matter how much you work at what you're doing. There's always nuances and opportunities to bring better service and better products to your clients. One of the things that we've thought about doing, other than on the back end that people don't see, is the services and the softwares that we have integrated make it a little bit easier and more user friendly for us to be able to perform our job so that we can become more efficient. But the other thing is to expand the opportunity. Our services cover the whole state of Florida. I know a lot of people, when they look for title agencies, they look for a local title agencies, but sometimes that might not be the best fit for them. Most title agencies, just like ourselves, we cover the whole entire state. And so from Miami all the way up to the Panhandle or Jacksonville, we're able to provide that service for them. And now that everything's become very mobile, it's easy for us to build relationships with partners within those areas. So it's kind of like a seamless process.
Right.
And going outside of the state, there are opportunities for us to expand outside of Florida, which we are thinking about doing in the next year or two.
Okay. And just out of curiosity, how does that evaluation of those opportunities kind of happen within the company and the decision-making process?
Well, we look at the model of what's happening in the state of Florida. One of the factors is you can tell just in our area right now that the market is recessed a little bit and slowed down. And it could be a lot of different factors. We know that interest rates drove the market down. It
Right.
slowed it down. People didn't want to, they didn't want to spend that kind of money on interest rates because we've gotten so used to paying the 3, the 4,
Right.
and the 5%ers, and now we're upwards of almost 8%, and that we haven't seen those rates probably in, I would say, 12 to 13 years before the 2008 crash, right? So it's really had an impact on the decision making for homeowners selling and buying, because with the prices going up, a person that's selling a house, usually when you sell a house, you want to graduate up. you're like, okay, well, I have a 2,000 square foot house. Now I want to sell my house because I've gained equity and I want to go buy a 4,000 square foot house. Well, unfortunately, with the driving of the interest rates plus the driving of the prices of the houses, people can't afford those. And so they're kind of staying and laying low, and they've decided, they're just going to wait it out until the market adjusts a little bit better. So I think that with the expansion of going outside of those areas where you see the larger increases in prices, when you go into another state, those variances aren't as broad as where you see them here. And so those opportunities, you do have to weigh in to see how you can weigh your, your business.
Right. Yeah, a lot of factors, that's for sure. All right, Cherie. So as someone, as a business owner in the past and whatnot, I'm curious if you have any words of wisdom for either people that are thinking about going out on their own or aren't, are kind of struggling through it. Any advice you can share?
Yes. A couple of things that I would share is don't stop. Don't get discouraged. We have all been through it, or we are all going through it together. And sometimes when you feel that you don't have, you get stuck where you don't have a goal, or you feel that you need to do something and you need a different approach, reach out and talk to someone. You're not alone. And even the other people that you do know that are in the business, I've had people in the same industry. Sometimes you think, oh, you're in title and everyone's competing. Well, yes, there are title agencies and we compete against one another, but we're also human and we also care and we're passionate about what we do. And sometimes just a phone call or that connection that you made, even though they're in the same line of industry, they may offer valuable information and insight to help get you through to that next phase where right now you're feeling like, oh my gosh, this is the end.
Yeah, use your resources, right? We
Yes.
all understand the challenges. Well, Cherie, I really appreciate your time today. Thank you for teaching us and telling us about your journey and about Sage as well. And we wish you best of luck as you finish up 23 and head into 2024.
Thank you so much. You as well.